Welcome back. Now, residents of Phoenix say they're fed up with water shortages in the area northwest of Durban. They claim they've lodged complaints with the eThekwini municipality, but officials have turned a blind eye to their situation. It's said that some residents have been without water for weeks due to broken pipes and severe leaks. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala is on the ground in Phoenix and she joins us now live for more. Nqobile, just tell me first of all what the residents are telling you they've been going through in the past few weeks.
Well, it's been a difficult one, Masejo, especially if you think about the fact that if you're running a company, if you're running a business that requires water, and you would imagine that cooking would require water, that washing cars would require water. With no water, it basically means you are not running anything. So it's been very difficult for residents that are just on normal basis using water, going to work, going to school, and now it's holiday, having kids around and so on. But it's even more difficult for those that are trying to make money out of it. So my next guest now, Masejo, are people that are in business in this area and they're already affected. Leon, I understand that you're running a business at the moment, you're washing cars, but with no water, it must be very difficult for you.
Yes, it is very difficult. I have staff to see to. I have rent to pay. I have electricity bills to pay. We're running for water without running into like 3-4 days at a time. I have 30 staff that have to feed their families. They got to pick up the kids from creche. They got to put them in creche. They got to feed them. They got young kids like up to about a year and below. It's not easy for us, for one. We can't cope with our rental. We can't cope with our staff. We can't cope with our general ends meet. The same situation at home. You can't go and have a decent shower. You got to wait to use the toilet facilities. You have to have enough water for that. Basically, the system is failing us. We've been speaking to various role players. Excuses are given. I've started off from the floods. But it has run to an extent where we've been getting feedback. And we've been told that the water shut off during the night, it's called water shedding, is giving them reason to refill and replenish the reservoirs. And that's our reservoir, reservoir 2. And then they tell us reservoir 4 happens to be in full capacity, properly maintained, but they're diverting water from our reservoir into other reservoirs. Now, problem being, they're not using trucks to fill those reservoirs. The infrastructures are not completely damaged, let's say that, because there's got to be a way for a pipeline to replenish the reservoirs. So infrastructure damage is an excuse as far as I'm concerned. And our people sitting on the board as councillors, as members of the parliament, our town planning, they are all sitting and doing nothing.
And do you feel the same? I want to bring you in now. Leon's saying that people are just sitting there and doing nothing. You've got a business to run and you're currently not running it. Do you feel the same way?
Absolutely. What we're finding is the small businesses, small to medium, suffers severely. We have to lay off our staff. As you can see, I'm alone here. 2 of my staff are not present. They can't sustain themselves and their livelihoods as well. They can't put food on the table. And personally, I'd say that people are aware of the ongoing break in the if I could say there was a break in infrastructure. It's ongoing. We're seeing it more rife recently. And honestly, we need to ask the question, why is it happening more so now? The structures were all there. We can say, look, it's due to lack of maintenance and so forth. But we're saying a short term, let's look at a self-sustainable solution, for example. We have powers that be that sit in meetings. They accept stuff that's filtered down from higher level. I don't blame them for that because obviously their hands are tied, they're limited as well. But I'm saying, if you're sitting there, can't we look at a sustainable solution, boreholes, for example? Okay, we have 6 sectors in Phoenix. if a man in the street has to go out and install a borehole, for example, it'll cost him 100,000. Surely the budget would warrant for something like that, for example, where people can have access to water. Okay, our businesses are suffering, but more so my plight is for the very young, for the senior citizens to have access to drinkable water. Do we accept vouchers and give the pensioners, I'm just making that as an example, whereas we can sustain them throughout the year? The pensioners, the people that's without water. See, I'll give you an example. How long can a voucher last you? Take collectively, that's very vouchers set aside during this time of the year. I think it's for Christmas or something. That's they're allocating for the senior citizens. I'm saying, raise your hand and say, let's use that. Use that budget to put boreholes in sectors of Phoenix that's currently struggling. Now, those boreholes are going to sustain the people for many years to come.
Thank you very much.
More like a long-term solution.
Thank you very much. Well, Masego, people are looking for sustainable ways to ensure that they never have to look at that water issue ever again. Where I'm standing, Masego, they make food here, but they can't make food. There's no water. So it's very difficult for a lot of businesses as well as people that live in the area.